Hey, I'm here with Aubrey Graham, aka Drake. He's a star of Degrassi and an up-and-coming rap artist. How are you today?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. Now, you're looking for a record label. Any success with that?
It's been good so far. You know, definitely. I could have had a record deal already. I'm just looking for the right situation.
Oh yeah.
You know, a lot of things need to be in place for me to want to commit. You know, I mean, a record deal is like a marriage, so you got to really find out about somebody and know what their best interests are before you take that vow. So that's I'm looking though. I'm definitely looking right now. Yeah.
And All Things Fresh, is that your current record label that you run?
Well, it's funny, like ATF, like which is All Things Fresh. It was actually started out as a group of my friends that just we'd go out and we would sort of go out and either go like for a nice dinner or just buy like, you know, go to the club and buy champagne, and everybody started noticing us as like a crew, you know. So it's more of a crew of people that really just have the same, like, you know, we like to get money, we like to enjoy ourselves, have fun. ATF is more my friends, but my label actually is called October's Own, and I run it with two partners. It's Oliver El Khatib and Noah Shabib, who goes by 4040. And that's the label that's the imprint that I'm working under, is October's Own. So
I see. And you know, can you let us in on some of the record companies that have offered?
Yeah, I mean, I've had meetings with everybody. You know, I've had meetings with Interscope. I've had talks with Universal Motown, Rockefeller Records, Def Jam. I had a big meeting last week with Koch, Sony, Epic.
Oh yeah.
That looks like a pretty good situation. I don't know. I mean, you know, originally I really wanted to be on Def Jam or Rockefeller, but you know, they got a lot of artists over there right now, and I think that what I have to offer is very unique. You know, it takes somebody who really is trying to break into a mainstream market and understands the power of marketing itself. And I'm not saying Def Jam, Rockefeller does, but I think that maybe they're what they need right now in terms of artists is a little different than where I'm at.
A lot of rap music, it's all about the online hype. You have Soulja Boy, you have other artists, and they just, you know, they see these big names for the record labels and they say, okay, I've had all this internet hype. Yeah. This isn't doing anything for me. It just it's a record label name. It's just not getting me any new fans or putting my name out. You gotta kind of they have to complement each other. You know, the artist has to complement the label and vice versa, because when one is more powerful than the other, then, you know, you either get an artist who like doesn't want to sign to a label because they feel like they have too much to offer, or you get a label who you always want the label to be interested in helping you in the sense of like progressing even further. You don't want them to be coming to you saying, how can we start your career off? Because that's always when it gets a little sticky, I think, with artists. You know, somebody phrased a saying to me, but I forget how it goes right now, or else I'd say it and sound really smart, but I can't remember right now. But it was a really good saying though, and I'll bring it up next time we do an interview for sure. Yeah, and MySpace has ranked you the #1 unsigned artist in Canada. What do you think of this? It's
crazy. Like, I mean, it started like this is like probably the most intimate interview I've done, because we're where it started right now. Like, this is my dwelling, you know, and it's like it started right here, just me being like, yo, I want to rap and I want to do this music thing and take it seriously. And I learned and I sat and I observed and I watched, and it's crazy to go on there. We were actually, it was funny, we were in the studio the other night just going on different artists MySpace, like artists that are signed, like people like, you know, big people. I won't say any names because I don't want to put anybody down. Man. It was some big people that we went on their MySpace, and I definitely like had more plays than them for the day, and it's crazy, you know. I mean, it's a great thing. It shows me that maybe corporate America doesn't get it yet, and the record labels don't get it, but definitely I think the people really appreciate it, you know, and somebody keeps coming back. Whether it's one person, that's all I need, that one guy to make himself known, you know. But it's a lot of fans. And
where do you think the fan base started from? Do you think it was from Degrassi, or do you think it was from your friends just passing it on to other people?
Oh no, I definitely think that if it wasn't for Degrassi, I think it would be it wouldn't be as grand as it is. I think that I think people keep coming back because the quality of the music is great, and I have confidence in that. I definitely have confidence in my music, and I know that I offer people, you know, a great product to listen to. But the fan base, like Degrassi, was a stepping stone. You know, it was why people saw my face, and maybe they were even eager to hate, like even eager to be like, yo, this dude has a MySpace, I just want to hear how whack it is.
Yeah.
And then they go on, and I get a lot of those emails like, yo, I went on your MySpace and I thought that shit was gonna be whack, like I thought it was gonna be this and that and that. And then they're like, yo, but you're really talented dude. I gotta tip my hat to you, so those are always the best ones, definitely.
Now where do you think you'd be without MySpace? When you went online, was it like, I know I'm gonna make a MySpace now, or did you sort of, I mean, did you know about it, about MySpace before you started rapping, or?
No, I kind of found out about it along the way. Actually, it was a rapper named Promise that put me on to MySpace. And Promise has been so, no pun intended, but prominent in my life in terms of just putting me onto these internet things. And he's really on it, So he was like, yo, get a MySpace. It's the new thing. Like, this is like probably, I don't even know when it was. Like, it had to be a couple years ago, or like at least like a year and a half ago. And he was like, yo, get a MySpace. I'm telling you, it's the new thing. You'll do so well on there. Get your music out. And I kept ignoring his invites and requests. And then eventually everything was just MySpace. And when I met Trey Songz, like, he had a MySpace. And so, it just made sense to put the record up there and see how it did. And after that, I wish I could put more work into my MySpace. There's a dude that I want to do my MySpace, but he's just very busy. He's a web designer, but I really want to make my MySpace more interactive for the fans in the future. But yeah, MySpace has been essential in my hype and my buzz. Definitely, it's a place for people to go and listen to my music, which is always great, for free.
Now, you were talking about Trey Songz. You do a lot of collaborations with him.
Yeah.
Were you friends with him before this rap thing started? How did you meet him? And is it sort of a friendship, or is it just a professional sort of relationship?
It's funny. Like, I met Trey in Atlanta. Originally, it was like straight business. I had a record that I wanted him on, which was Replacement Girl. I wrote it. I sent it to him. He listened to it, and he really liked it. And I mean, even when I got there, he told me, like, yo, I don't just jump on any record. I turn down a lot of people. A lot of people want me on their songs, but the songs are just not up to par. I don't do it, even if they have the money. So me and Trey, I think we just recognized, like, I love R&B, but I can't do it as well as he can. He is, like, one of the best singers I've ever heard in my life. I think he sort of vice versa recognizes he loves rap. And I think he admires what I'm able to do with a rap verse, So me and Trey just saw eye to eye, and then just being two young dudes who have the same interests, which is like females, music, money. Like, I mean, we just bonded, and Trey, Trey's been like an older brother to me. Like, he's looked out for me. I mean, he's the reason my video was on 106. Like, he's looked out for me in ways that he really didn't have to, because it, like you said, it could have just been straight professional. Like, here's your song, here's my, whatever, and that's done. The transaction is done, but me and Trey now probably have about six or seven songs together. And there's more to come. Like, me and Trey Songz is definitely something.
Now, I'm just wondering, you said, you're into all the girls, money, and music. Now, a lot of artists, a lot of hip-hop artists who are sort of in that urban sort of genre, use the N-word in their music. And, a lot of people are saying, it's used in a musical context, and black people can say it to black people, and as long as it's not in the way or offending, that it's okay. But then you have people like Al Sharpton, who say, shouldn't be in music, should not be in anything. What's your take on that?
Well, I think you have to, that's a very interesting question, because I personally do use it in my music, and it's a tough thing, because I never feel when I'm doing it that I'm wrong. I never consider that. But then, I also take an interest in my people and my other lyrics. Like, just because I say that word, I'm never necessarily surrounding it by other phrases that are bringing down black people. If anything, I think my music show that black men can be intelligent, that black men can have real thoughts, as opposed to just shooting guns and doing all the stupid stuff that maybe society thinks that we do as rappers, as black men, as whatever. But I think like Nas's new album title is also interesting, and I'm interested to see what he does with that, because he has so much hype around the fact. I don't know if you know that his album title is just the N-word, like, you know. And I'm interested to see what he does and what he has to say. I think maybe I'll